Photography and kccactions.com. We are going to go over this photo really quick. This took me about 30 minutes to do. No, I'm just kidding. It took about 3 minutes to do. I'm going to show you really quick. This is centered around a new action that I just came out with called Lens Filters. And they do a lot of work really fast. Alright, as far as finish toning. So I'm going to cut everything off. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and delete them, and you can see where we started. So the first thing that I'm going to do, and all of this comes in this pack, whether you have PSE or Photoshop. So we're just going to start with Lightricks, and Lightricks is going to help us kind of separate the foreground and background. You'll see what's happening here in just a second. And it's going to emulate almost off-camera lighting here. So you can see now that everything's a little bit darker around her, and we have this soft, beautiful light that's sitting on top of her. I'm actually going to reduce this effect just a little bit for this photo, but I do want to keep some of it because you can see what happens here in the center. The next thing I'm going to do is actually go ahead and do our lens filters. And this is the one that I was talking about, and it's available for PSE or Photoshop. And we are just going to run it. You see how quick that was, and we can just kind of browse through and choose the look that we want, the tones that we want to use. There's lots of different ones in here. They look really good if you mix and match, and that's actually what we're going to do. So I'm going to go with Sun Glow and one called Vanilla, and I'm going to turn this down about 25%. And then I will go to the Sun Glow and do the same thing, probably somewhere around 65%. So you want them to be kind of close. You can see how easy that was, and that adds a lot of tone. The complexion is completely changed. Maybe we'll add just a little bit more Sun Glow. Somewhere around there. Alright. So the next thing that we're going to do is actually run one that is called Instant Punch, and this is also in both sets, PSE and Photoshop. And this is pretty cool because it's going to actually create sort of a punchy effect around her, if that's what you like. If you like those really rich, bold colors, all you got to do is just grab a white brush, and you can just paint that right in just like this. You can see how easy that is, and it's very rich, and it actually creates kind of a contrast around her. And this is very loose brushing because this is set to filter and feather itself out anyway. So that's why I'm not using a really strong brush and getting up here. Alright, so the last thing that I did to this photo, and this is not in the set, but if you have it, I had some questions about how I got the swirling effect. So basically, I use one that was called Bokeh with Color Lovers, and I'm just going to click on it, and you'll see what this does. We can kind of play with the opacity and to see which look that we prefer. But you can see how quick this whole thing took, about 2 minutes to do the entire edit. And like I said, these are available for PSE and Photoshop customers, and it has been tested. So any version of Photoshop or PSE 11 through 13, it's been sent off and tested. Everybody that's tested them loves them. So this is taking a little longer because I'm recording, but normally it doesn't take but just a second. And we are creating some layers here that's going to kind of help us create this beautiful bokeh effect. And also we will have some other additional stuff built in. Alright, so it just finished running, so you can see the difference. It kind of added a swirl around it. Now I'm just going to go down to the base, grab a black brush, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to feather this away from these two, and maybe somewhere in this area around them. And then you could actually come in here and play with some of the settings, and if you wanted more, you could have more. If you didn't want quite so much, that's completely up to you. It does have some other factors in here that you can do. You can warm up the background, cool down the background. You can add more dimension to it. You can add more of a like creamy look to it. But this is basically how it went. And there we go. You saw how quick that was. Just 3 minutes and we were done. If you have any questions, send them to Kevin at kccphotography.net. You guys have a great day.